guys, welcome back to What Did I Doodle Do? Today it's going to be a little bit of a different video. I've actually come to Bury Park in Luton. Now this is not necessarily a great place for me because with my dissociative identity disorder I've suffered with drug addiction, and I got clean last April, the 1st of April 2022, and that was actually through my one of my alters, Aisha, is a devout Muslim, and it was for fasting, and we managed to get clean, but Aisha's not about all the time, she's not always fronting, but she did help us all get clean, so that was a good thing. And so anyways, I've just been to my, I'm doing a makeup artistry course and it's in Bury Park. So I've been through Bury Park since getting clean, just like passing, been through the shops and stuff, but I've actually got an hour and a half, my course is finished early, and put myself right in the middle, and it's bringing up some feelings. There's a couple of alters near to the surface and it's a little bit scary, so I thought I'm going to stop, and instead of listening I'm going to make a video, a positive creative thing. So yeah, it's right at the middle of school time. It's coming up to about 3:10. So I'm sat on a bench outside a church, slap bang in the middle of Bury Park, and I've just thought I'd take a few moments and obviously start filming. It's a little bit embarrassing, I've not got used to filming in public yet. Maybe if I had, I don't know, a following, I wouldn't feel as silly, but at the moment there's alters like near the surface telling me, oh, no one wants to hear what you've got to say, you're just a psycho, a lot of negativity. So as I'm doing this and there's people going past, that negativity is amplified by a lot, but I'll just keep stopping and starting and hopefully get through the video. So I don't know if anyone knows Luton or Bury Park, but yeah, I'm sat near Nadine Plaza, just across the road there's a church. I'm just sat there. It's extremely busy, it gets quite busy here. Also what's quite triggering being back here is I used to come and collect my needles, because unfortunately I did inject heroin, so I used to come to their needle exchange, and yeah, it's just a bit strange because there's conversations in my head, not now but before I started filming, and almost telling me to go to the needle exchange or go and find a dealer and buy some crack, which I don't think I'll ever do again, but I can't say that because that's one of the most frightening things, is I'm always petrified that the scenario in my head is, I think what happens if, because obviously I lose time and I switch between different alters, some I know more clearly than others, some I've got a bit of an understanding of, others I just lose time and I don't know what's happened, don't know where I've been, I don't know people know me, I don't know them. So I'm often petrified that what happens if an alter comes to the front and goes and scores and goes and takes drugs, and I can't stop it, I can't prevent it, and I have terrible nightmares and I wake up from them, and in the nightmares I'm using, and I wake up and it's such a relief that we've not actually done it. So yeah, that's why I decided to start filming this video. A, to shut the other altar up that are possibly suggesting it to me. And yeah, it was just because I wouldn't ordinarily be here by myself in the middle of where I used to get the drugs, or at least get the paraphernalia to do the drugs. I mean, I put on so much weight. I was about 10 stone lighter than what I am now. I know that sounds silly, but I was really underweight. So I put on probably too much weight. I need to lose some. And I blame the alters for that, because me personally, I'm quite into dieting and healthy eating. I think also because I've got ankylosing spondylitis, which is autoimmune arthritis of the spine. I struggle to exercise, and it's really embarrassing because, like, I'll be walking along the street and I think I must have, like, this narrowing of the spine. I have to bend forward, so I can be walking along and I have to literally push myself. I have to bend in half, push myself forward to relieve the pain, or I can't continue walking. A couple of weeks ago I was having to use a wheelchair. I was that bad, but I have improved a little bit over the past few weeks, but it comes in stages. So some days I can't move off the sofa, and other days I can. And I don't know if that has a lot to do with switching alters, and other alters don't feel the pain, because I was told that that can actually happen, and certain alters don't feel the pain. I don't know how, because obviously we share a body, and the body has the things wrong with it that it has wrong with it. So I would have thought we all feel that pain, but other alters definitely feel it more. I'm feeling it quite badly today. Another reason why I'm sat on a bench, because it's quite a walk. I'm heading into Luton itself, and I kept having to bend forward from the beauty place to here. And when it's like school pick-up time, I feel a bit of a twat. People wonder why you've suddenly stopped to stick your butt in the air and hold on to your knees and push your butt out. Looks a little bit weird, a bit like Flasher Mike style, like twerking in the middle of the street. But yeah, it's not that. If anyone's from Luton and sees me walking around, it's definitely a spinal issue, and not me thinking I can twerk in the middle of the street in Luton. But yeah, other than that, I feel a little bit better actually talking. I suppose when you talk about something, it normalises it and helps me process the feelings involved with what's going on. So, sorry, there was someone at the side of me on a bicycle just stopped right dead at the side of me. I don't know what he was doing, but it made me a little bit uncomfortable. I started stuttering for a moment. And yeah, another thing I've noticed, looking at other accounts of people with dissociative identity disorder, everyone seems to know who all their alters are, what they look like, and I'm struggling with that. Maybe it's because we're a new system. I know a few, I know a couple, and I've downloaded Simply Plural and I'm looking at them. But I was watching Dissociative's video for newly diagnosed systems, and she said not to put so much of an emphasis on it, because it can hinder your, not healing, but like hinder, I suppose it is healing, yeah. So I'm trying not to, because I sometimes, I don't know who I am, and that is scary. And I've wasted so much time over the past few years floating through life with so many gaps, so many blank episodes. And when I first got diagnosed, that's really what the emphasis I was on. I felt like I had to get it all into, I've got a notepad for not each alter, because it turns out there's a lot more than I thought. But I thought if I could get a notepad for each alter and write things down and leave notes for one another, I'd be fine and we'd get it all organised. But in reality, I've still got blanks. There's still whole days that go by and I don't know what the hell's going on. And I think we're starting training again. I'm really worried, because in the past I've had to leave university. I've passed college courses and stuff, but I might learn something and then switch alters and then not know what I've learned, and that can be really embarrassing if you're in a scenario. And I've done it in the past at work, when you've been taught something and you're supposed to know something, you're trained, and you don't know what that is, you've switched alters and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. That can cause a lot of issues and a lot of embarrassment, and I've ended up leaving in the middle of the day before because I've not known what I'm supposed to be doing when I've got a client due and I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Or I can remember working for BT and switching. At the time I didn't know it was switching, and suddenly I was in the customer options team and I forgot all my training, and I'd be on a call to somebody and I was supposed to know. I'd done it loads of times before. I was supposed to know how to help somebody, and I'd have to cut the call off because I obviously, in hindsight now, know I switched alters and that alter didn't know what she was doing. So I'd answer the calls and then cut them off if it was something I really didn't know what to do, and I'd have to guess. I'd have to guess my training and just put the call through to what I thought and help people as much as I could guess, and if I couldn't guess I'd cut them off. And that's just a little scenario, but things like that have happened a lot throughout my life. I've had groups of friends, and then obviously at one point I had a different group of friends for each altar, and that was scary. Not so much scary at the time, but just scary if those groups of friends collided. It left a lot of confusion. Yeah. And I've always had wardrobes full of clothes, different styles of clothes, and I could never understand. I'd see friends from school like 10 years later and like 20 years later, and I think, why do they always look the same throughout their life? Why is there so many different versions of me? And obviously I didn't know I had the dissociative identity disorder, so things make a lot more sense now. But along with them making a lot more sense, it's opened up a lot more questions. So it's really quite difficult. I'd like to say it's comforting knowing. It is comforting having a reason and an explanation to why I've had all these issues and all these problems and not knowing who I am and stuff. But yeah, it's opened up a lot more questions. And on that note, I think school may have just finished and there's crowds of kids in front of me now, so it's probably not appropriate to be talking about this. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and please like and subscribe and offer some support, because I feel we really need it. That's bye for now.